Matt Rife is someone we've never talked about, but he's been a hot topic the last few days after finding himself in big trouble following the release of his Netflix comedy special titled Natural Selection. Matt has a massive social media following with a large part of his audience being women, and most of the things that he's posting from his shows on social media is crowd work. Little short 1-minute videos, and he's kind of flirting with the ladies. It's fun, it's playful, it's chill, but this comedy special felt like him trying to impress the boys or something, and fans are not having it. And honestly, after watching some more interviews with Matt talking about his comedy and who attends his shows, it seems like it's been his goal all along to be accepted by the boys.
I love it because like the women will come to the show so passionately. And by the way, this has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Up until like April of this year, it was like 90% women coming to these shows, which weren't always for the right reasons. And they got there and maybe they didn't like my comedy and they go, well, maybe I wasn't a fan for the right reason, which is fine. I appreciate the immediate support, but like I'm a comedian more than anything else. So like I'm going to do the comedy I want to do. I'm not going to pander to what girls want me to do with the belt thing that went viral for no reason. So they bring their boyfriends or husbands who are always reluctant because they probably bought the tickets.
Right.
They didn't want to be there. And then like 20 minutes into the show, they realize like my comedy is so much more for guys than it is girls. It's so funny.
You see their shoulders like start to relax. Like
their
their arms, like they're drinking their drink more. Get another drink.
My live shows, to me, I've always gone for the tone of like, I just wanted to feel like a hangout with the boys.
Right.
Like you're going to say some ridiculous shit from time to time, but I wanted to just feel like a hangout. Like it breaks my heart that so many guys just won't give me a chance because I'm like, dude, we could be best friends. Dude. You just never know. But so I love that they come to the show, and even if it's against their will, they get a chance to like actually see what else I do. And then more often than not, they'll leave the show having more fun than their girl.
In the comedy special, he tried to make jokes about domestic violence right off the bat, and a clip of this went viral on TikTok with a ton of people criticizing him for it not being funny. And I know comedy is supposed to be like this exception to the rules, and people are like, oh, people are sensitive. But I don't know, to me, it just wasn't funny. Like, he made a joke that was basically like, if she could cook, she probably wouldn't have that black eye, which is like, I'm not rolling on the floor laughing in my seat over the fact that, you know, we're talking about women in the kitchen, and if she could cook, then maybe she wouldn't have gotten beat. Like, that's just not getting me to crack up. I don't know, the whole thing just kind of felt like he just wanted to roast the girlies for a minute there, to like high five the bros and be like, see, I'm funny, right? Because the first part of the whole comedy special, he's like ripping into girls, and I was like, nah, what are you doing? I'm like, this is your whole audience. Wait. Like, reel it back a little, reel it back, because he's talking about the astrology girlies and the planets, and then he doesn't like social media, and I'm like, but that's everything that, you know, got you famous. What are you doing? I don't know. It's just sad because this female audience brought him up. They got him to this point of having a Netflix special. They're obviously so excited for him. They're excited to see him. They're excited for his success. And then this, you know, it's just like a slap in the face to them or something. And I've just been seeing so many people talk about this on social media this week.
You're telling me a man who goes on other people's podcasts and openly objectifies and criticizes women's body is misogynistic? Someone alert the church elders. Yeah, no sh**. You know what I mean? That part doesn't shock me nearly as much as probably the jokes themselves. One thing about a white straight male comic, they're going to be misogynistic at least 3 times in any sort of stand-up special. It is an inevitable fact. It's scientific. At this point, it's probably genealogical. What I do find interesting is admitting that you were purposely trying to alienate your female fan base because you just don't take them seriously when it comes to comedy. The reason why that's so interesting to me is because if you exist in the social media space and the majority of your audience comes from social media when you pursue other endeavors, here's a little fun fact for y'all. Brands, studios, companies, whatever you want to call them, they love female demographics. You know why? Because women deem what's popular. If women love you and commit their loyalty to you as a public person and entertainer, whatever you want to call yourself, you are going to be fucking successful. That's a statistical fact. Women move units. They convert. So to admit that you don't like having a female fan is not only misogynistic, it's stupid. Like, you're up your own business, bitch.
And it wasn't just women criticizing him for kind of putting down his own demographic. There were men talking about it as well.
Imagine throwing away millions of dollars and fans who like you to cater to unfunny white dudes. Imagine being the thing that your ego is like, I need them to like me. I don't care that millions of women do. I need that dude that sat in the back of the open mic and also made domestic violence jokes to think I'm a real comedian. It used to upset me that people didn't take stand-up comedy seriously as an art form, but stand-up comics are the reason that happens. So we deserve this.
Matt didn't seem to care about all the backlash he was getting, though, as he ended up posting on his Instagram story, addressing everything, saying, "If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology." And the link goes to special needs helmets. Yeah. And people sure had something to say about this response of his.
If he was upset that people were offended by his jokes, he could have just not said something. I feel like celebrities and comedians always make it worse when they try to double down or make a joke about people's offense. And like the special needs thing, like, come on.
Now, this isn't the first time that Matt has been called out. He has had some pretty controversial takes on podcasts that he's gone on, but on a large scale, it kind of is the first time that he's really getting like called out. But like I said, nearly every time Matt has been a guest on a podcast or done an interview, people have been left kind of just like, wait, what? Like, who is this? And this is something that Trevor Wallace talked about when he went on Plan Brie, was the fact that people were surprised to hear more of Matt's thoughts and opinions when he went on his Stiff Socks podcast earlier this year. And he basically said, you know, they only know him from the 1-minute crowd work videos that he posts on social media. So when they see him talk a little bit more, they're kind of shocked.
Matt Wright got canceled on your podcast.
Well, I think it was just guys being guys.
It was locker room talk.
Locker room talk. And for the most part, people only know Matt from like 1-minute segments on TikTok. And if
and for
three
being
dudes
smoking hot.
yeah. And
that's
if
what the
three
women
dudes if three dudes are having a conversation for an hour, it's inevitable we're gonna be like, yo, are kind of like low-key dumb. Like, we're gonna say something.
Yeah.
And then he said something.
Gross low-key.
Yeah, he made a comment about what it should and shouldn't look like.
To put it more appropriately, basically on Trevor's podcast, Matt was talking about how he doesn't like how the vagine looks, if you know what I mean, you know? And was getting pretty particular about it. And it was a real turnoff for people. I can't be surprised his comedy special was the way that it was, because it seems like the signs have been there that he doesn't exactly respect his audience demographic. But I think that people are just now seeing it on a larger scale, because Netflix is huge, and you know, every one of his fans is probably going to be tuning into it, and not every one of his fans is going to be tuning into like someone else's podcast that he's like a guest on. Like, they might just like not even know that he did that interview, but they're gonna know that he did a Netflix special, and they're going to tune in. And I think because so many eyes are seeing it, they're reacting to it, and they are just not loving it, because they're seeing a version of him that they've just never seen before. Because maybe they only see the videos that he posts on Instagram and TikTok that are very much like flirting with the girls in the audience, like hee hee ha ha, like so fun and silly and playful. And that's very different than the Netflix special that is like high-fiving the guys because we're making fun of women. So the whole thing is a mess. And of course, yes, there's people that do think it is funny and are still going to support him. Everyone takes things differently, especially when it comes to comedy, but a majority are coming for him for the things that were said in this special. But I think comedy special aside, just based on what he said on the Chicks in the Office podcast, I really hope that he just sits and appreciates the girlies that got him to the top. Like, okay, you want the guys to support you, but be grateful that you got this far thanks to the girlies, because comedy is hard and not everyone makes it, and surely not everyone gets a Netflix special. I think his response felt like a slap in the face to a lot of people, but obviously he's standing by his special and he's gonna keep it pushing, and I guess whoever decides to stick around for the ride will. But I just hope that he really does, like, at the end of the day, like, appreciate who got him that special and who got him this far. But that's what's going on with Matt Rife and what he had to say about everything. I want to know if you guys have seen his special, what you guys think about it, if you guys have heard about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.